Yes, and welcome everybody to another episode of Specrapular. We are a podcast that talks about movies and shit, mostly shit. I am one of your hosts, Brandon Aquino, but of course I am joined by my best friend, Mike Vera.
Sup, dude?
Dude, what's up, bruh? And we are still doing the very end of the ABCs of Specrapular.
What a journey it's been.
We are doing X and Z. Mike, is this finally like it's finally over, or is this kind of like a bittersweet? What do you think?
Well, first off, we're doing Y.
Oh, I said the X and Z. Yeah, I did.
Jesus.
I know. I don't know the alphabet. Can you do the alphabet backwards?
Yeah, but not like super fast.
Yeah, you got to think about it for a second. Yeah, I get you. Anyway, so how do you feel about it? Like now that's done, this longer season than normal.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't even remember like half the movies we did. If we went through, we should have got the list, and we just talked about them a little bit at the end.
I think I could do it off the top of my head. There we go. A League of Their Own. Boogie Nights. Oh, I have it. No, I have it. And then after that, it goes to, let's see, episodes. Oops, accidentally exited. Okay, your podcast. Okay, here we go. So, starting the season off, technically we did Terminator 2 just because it was available. We don't want to lose it. But A League of Their Own, Boogie Nights, Constantine, Dodgeball, Edge of Tomorrow, The Faculty, Green Room, Happy Gilmore, Iron Man, Zack Snyder's Justice League, that's the J, Kindergarten Cop, La La Land, My Cousin Vinny, No Country for Old Men, Office Space, Pulp Fiction, The Quick and the Dead, Raging Bull, The Shining, True Lies, Unforgiven, Vertical Limit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, X-Men Days of Future Past. So pretty wide.
It's a pretty good list.
Yeah. Like it's most of these are drama, and I would say most of this is drama, which I'm good with. And like there's the occasional action in there, like with Iron Man, Justice League,
True
Lies for sure. Quick and the Dead, would you say that's action or drama?
It's Western.
But
Western's its own genre.
I mean, that's fine. So anyway, in this episode, Mike, what two movies are we doing?
We're doing Young Frankenstein,
right,
for Y, not F.
Right, Frankenstein.
Yeah. And then Zootopia for Z.
Yay.
Z for Zebra and Zootopia.
Bittersweet, what are we talking?
It's cool. I had a good time. I think I like this better than the last season or something. What were we doing? Maybe I was just listening.
Movies that we've never seen, I think?
Yeah. Because I feel like I didn't like a lot of them, which made for a bummer of a season.
Well,
not completely, but definitely more than this season. Because I don't think there's any movies on there that I just flat out just disliked.
Yeah, like, because the thing is, They Came Together was the last one we did. That was Megan's recommendation. There's 16 Candles. Yeah. Hocus Pocus 2, Malignant, Blowout.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good, actually.
Nobody, Licorice Pizza. So maybe it was movies that some of them were both of us we haven't seen. Because I thought you had already seen Licorice Pizza, I believe, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, maybe not. Prey was great. Nope, we watched in theaters.
Actually, all these sound pretty good so far.
Sorry to bother you. I wasn't the biggest fan of, but it was all right. He has a new show. I think it's called like But I'm a Virgo or something. Or is that a show or a movie? Okay. I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. And then Hustle was the beginning of that season.
What's Hustle? Oh,
with Adam Sandler, NBA movie.
That season's not that bad then.
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
I don't know. Because even before that, we did Fifth Element, which was great. Hell or High Water, Gattaca, Starship Troopers, The Batman, Social Network, Stripes, The Hunt, Pig, Art of Self-Defense. Well, that was our pilot as well. And then Gunpowder Milkshake. Yeah, I don't think there's been a season that I haven't not enjoyed.
Man, what is...
Maybe because our Christmas special?
Yeah, okay.
Because we did National Lampoons, Christmas Vacation, we did Gremlins, we did Jingle All the Way, and The Holiday. And you wanted to do Home Alone. You want and it was my choice to do. I think I chose Gremlins compared to Home Alone.
But I'm fine with Gremlins.
Hellraiser.
I didn't love Gremlins. Yeah, Hellraiser.
Gore porn.
Yeah, maybe I just been in a bad mood or something.
That's possible. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I remember thinking like, man, I didn't like this as much as I thought I would. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, it's kind of a bummer to like talk negatively about movies. So I wanted to make sure we did a lot of movies that we liked this time around. Barring any like stuff that's just not available and just
I don't
for a Vertical Limit.
I didn't think that was ever.
It's fine.
I don't have anything bad about being negative towards movies in a sense of like no movie's gonna be perfect. I mean, the most perfect movie that I could think of is maybe, I hate to say it, like Citizen Kane was pretty well done, but like off the top of my head, newer movies, I really really like the Batman, like the cinematography in it, the story of it, the acting of it, just all around. The movie was beautiful, but either way, so we're doing Young Frankenstein. So why don't you actually let me ask you, how are you?
Doing all right. A little sleepy.
Yeah.
Is that a drive twice?
Sorry.
To get here.
Sorry.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. If anybody didn't know, Mike, I really enjoyed this podcast. I can get to hang out with you. And
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I just want to say I enjoyed doing the podcast with you.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. So anyhow.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Young Frankenstein. So tell us a little bit about that, Michael.
Well, okay. Let's see. Young Frankenstein from 1974.
I think it's one of our oldest movies that we've done.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could have done order, but you're a little bitch. You don't want to.
Well, which one did you want to do? The not Seven Samurai. What do you want to do? There's like a black and I thought there was another black and white movie you want to do.
I mean, it's a whole bunch of them, but
Okay,
that's fine.
we're not doing it.
An American grandson of the infamous scientist struggling to prove that his grandfather was not as insane as people believe, is invited to Transylvania, where he discovers the process that reanimates a dead body.
Womp, womp, womp.
Written by Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks, directed by Mel Brooks.
I didn't know they both wrote it. That's cool.
Yeah. Starring Gene Wilder, of course, as Dr. Friedrich Frankenstein. Madeline Kahn as Elizabeth. Marty
I fucking love her
Feldman
so much.
as Igor. Peter Boyle as the monster, of course. Cloris Leachman as Frau Blücher. Teri Garr as Inga. Sorry. And then just a bunch of other assholes.
Mm-hmm. Gene Hackman, briefly.
Oh, yeah, Gene Hackman.
Mm-hmm. Sorry if you heard all that noise. I was trying to readjust my microphone, so I apologize. But so Mike, what's your take on this movie?
I enjoy it. So many of the bits are so well known.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many times you've heard some fucking nerd saying like, "Oh, rollen Sie hey, Frau Blücher," all that shit like that. But I am surprised like how much they still make me giggle, even though of course you know that they're coming.
Correct.
But and then there's still like laugh out loud moments
Very
for me
much.
in this movie.
There is.
I'm like, oh my god, like how is this still so funny?
Yeah, I agree because I've seen this movie maybe 10 times.
Really?
Like I really like Mel Brooks movies. Even the Blazing Saddles, the ending of Blazing Saddles, I'm like, that was pretty weak. But
the whole
like
Hollywood extravaganza.
Yeah. But I love Robin Hood Men in Tights, Spaceballs, Little Rascals.
What?
I like Little Rascals. You didn't like Little Rascals?
That's a Mel Brooks movie
Yeah.
with the kids.
Yeah. Look it up.
I don't want to call you a damn dirty lying.
The
sack of
unfortunate thing
shit,
about it is
but-
Donald Trump's in it as well.
That sucks.
Did you hear that joke? I forgot the guy's name, but Chappelle loves him. He's just
Directed it?
I thought. Maybe not. He might have produced it.
Hold on, I'm just scrolling through.
Okay.
He might have just been a producer on it. I don't want to call you a liar, but
But you are. So there's a joke that this comedian was saying recently, and he was saying that it'd be really funny if Donald Trump was assassinated. Not so much that somebody dying is funny, but just that he thinks that the way he would die would be funny. That he would just be like, like if he got shot, yeah, like the noise that he would make would be super funny, and so people are laughing. Hold on, and then he's like, but to counter that joke is that it would also be funny because Biden would likely be the first president that you can punch assassinate. And I thought that was really funny because punching somebody is so hard that they just die. And since Biden's so already fucking old, like just, hey, Biden, fuck you. And just punch him. Anyway, so did he direct it or what did he do?
I'm not seeing shit on there.
Maybe you're just not good at stuff. But,
Mel Brooks?
Yeah. Let's see. Little Rascals.
Melvin Brooks? I don't know if that's
Melvin Brooks.
You know the last movie he directed was Dracula Dead and Loving It?
I really like that movie too. The movie is super silly. Maybe not. Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's here we are. So yeah, there's a lot about this movie that I remember very, very much, and some of it I still laugh at, of course. Yeah, the roll in the hay, the werewolf, walk like this, the horses for Blucher and stuff. Like, there's just elevate me, ooh, right here, like just super silly. But then obviously there's a little bit near the end of the movie I'm like, ooh, that's a little rough. Like he's
The sex and down.
Yeah, he's basically raping. Yeah, he's raping her. Yeah,
great.
And she starts singing. So like she's like, no. Then she's enjoying it, right? But it's kind of like, well, that's still
It's not a
fucking
good
rape.
look,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's not. But that's 74, right? And they're all willing participants in the joke. So it's kind of like, you know, it's a you can say a joke of the time, and because now you couldn't do that.
But I mean, if it's a classic take on like classic, you know, Universal
right.
horror monster movies, stuff like that.
Right.
Like there's always like the damsel that gets kidnapped,
Mm-hmm.
right, by somebody, or there's like the damsel gets like tied to the ropes on the railroad tracks or something, you know, whatever.
And the guy's like, and he has a curly mustache.
But
top
like,
hat.
you think about it, like, what do you think he's gonna do? Like, it's terrible, but
Yeah. Well,
it's never said. But
he takes out his penis, assumably, and she's like, woof, like because he had to have an enormous vanchika, and so let's dissect this movie a little bit. So,
also, what's your favorite joke, or what makes you laugh the most? Because I watched it, I was like, oh my god, I forgot about that one.
You know, I really like when Cloris Leachman was going, yes, like with the violin, because she kept turning, but that was you, yeah, like just that it kept going. Even she ad-libbed that Ovaltine bit, like the warm milk and Ovaltine, like that was ad-libbed.
That's okay. I think that's my second favorite.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's all really enjoyable to me.
The where Igor lights the match and the monster starts choking Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, give him the sedative.
Oh, I wrote that down. Yeah, sedative. Like he's but he's
doing
acting
charades?
it out. That's what I wrote down. I was like, is that how you play charades? Because I never played it that way. But like, yeah, but he was doing the sounds like.
Yeah,
and
sounds
his
like
hair, yeah.
second syllable. I was like, oh my god, it's so good.
And that was in one take. Like there's no cuts in that either.
Yeah.
And even when they gave him the sedative, and he said, sedative, like that's, and then Igor has to do it too. Yeah, that's pretty,
It goes.
Yeah,
Is that all the same take, all the way up to there?
I think there was a cut because they cut to her going to the stairs.
Okay.
And she walks away. Yeah, but then everything else when they're on them, they don't. Yeah, but he's like Abby something. Abby normal. Abnormal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good. That's a good bit. That's a very good bit. So the premise of this, like you said, is what is it, Von? Whatever.
Baron von Frankenstein. Yeah.
He dies, and he was a very frowned upon scientist because he wanted to bring bodies back to life. He wanted to reanimate them.
But I looked up, that's his great grandfather, and Victor is his grandfather.
Okay.
So did his.
Let me skip a generation.
His dad.
It's 2 generations.
His great grandpa outlived his grandpa, and then he died. And anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's a doctor in
correct.
America.
America. Yeah.
And then so he inherits the castle. Goes
Correct.
Down there to, yeah.
Which is weird still, because maybe it's because he's a scientist. You know, he's like a doctor, that maybe the Baron gave it to him and not his son, or not his son's son. I mean, yeah, it's true. That's true.
Be all dead.
That's true. But he's a professor, and he teaches neurological, like brain stuff, and
science shit. You know how we do.
That fucking asshole. Like every time he's in that classroom, he's like, "But don't you think that it's?" I fucking hate that guy. I know that's the point. I get it, but like I know I've seen him other places, like as another annoying character and everything. But I made this joke to Mike when I briefly talked to you yesterday. They show like a wide of the classroom, and there's an Asian guy in the front. And I was like, I thought to myself, why is my dad there? Because to me, he looked Filipino. But who is this person again? You said
it looks like Richard Sakai.
Okay.
He's like a long time, worked with James L. Brooks.
Okay.
And was like an early producer on The Simpsons and stuff like that. So you see him animated in The Simpsons every once in a while. So you'll see the long hair and then like the mustache.
Yeah.
That's him.
That's cool. Okay.
So on occasion, they would just animate the writers in the show as background characters.
Yeah. That's fun to be like almost a permanent character in The Simpsons, and because the writers will essentially cycle through like I would imagine every so many years and stuff like. Because Conan was like 1 season, if that, but he had some pretty memorable. He went Monorail, and did he have one other one?
I don't remember.
Okay. But Conan's very well known for being a writer of The Simpsons, and he was very, from my understanding, like always like on it. Right, he was always like writing other jokes and doing something. Conan's naturally funny. I think Conan's at his best when he's doing the street bits, when he's just being himself. When he's not that he's not a good interviewer, because he is, but when he could just be silly. Oh, fuck, he's fucking Dan the Clown. But if you were a professor, out of all your life experience, what's something that you would teach? Would it be music?
Probably music.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Is there anything else you think you like? You could probably do enough of like rest, like for jujitsu. Like I think you.
Oh yeah, that's
like the
fine,
basics, like the fundamentals.
No, but if I wanted to, I'd be like a physics or mathematics.
So if you had that experience,
Yeah.
if you went to school, so is that what you would have wanted to go to school for?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because when I met you, you were in college, and you were doing what, GE?
Pottery.
Okay. Only ceramics, not only ceramics. That's all you do. Because you
pottery and that metal little jewelry.
Well, I mean, jewelry was a class. I took jewelry in high school. I think I told you that, which was fun because we got to use blowtorches and stuff. So that was nifty. But
So that's how you lit your doobies?
yeah, they called me Cheech when I was a freshman.
Fuck yeah.
Hey Cheech, what up, bro? And I'm in the back of the room just toking it up.
Brandon's not here, man.
Yeah, I was the aide for my second semester, or maybe my sophomore year, because I never chose my electives. I just didn't care, and that's how I got jewelry.
You just ended up in shit?
Yeah, because I just didn't care. Like whatever, just give me my stuff I have to do, and then if you want to put me in
Whatever classroom's like fucking like closest to like the stairs, bro, so I could do a fucking 360 kickflip, nollie, backslide 180.
nollie in the middle. 360 kickflip, nollie, midair already. It's definitely a Tony Hawk maneuver. Even in the game of Skate, you can likely do something like that. But it's definitely doable. Definitely.
You remember
doable.
La Harbor, like on the right side, on that little side street? Mm-hmm. There's like a bunch of little stairs, I think.
Yeah.
Like that.
I've skated this. There's at La Habra High. There is the roof gap that Jeff Rowley had skated. He put up some sheet wood on the top of the roofs from one and the other, and he ran. And then when he got to because it was all rocky, he's not going to put wood across the whole thing. So he'd run and then jump on his board when he got to the wood spots, and then it's like maybe a 12-foot gap. And it's just slightly elevated compared to the other roof you're going to. I think he skated it. I'll show you later. I think it was in the Sorry video. But it's funny because when I saw that stuff, even the ads that they did for Vans, I was like, I know that from somewhere. Not knowing and putting it together. Then when they showed behind the scenes stuff, I was like, oh, that's fucking La Habra High. Then I had already left that school. And then I went there and looked at it. I was like, oh my God, that gap is humongous.
Left or got kicked out?
I left. Yeah. All those doobies I was lighting in the back and starting fires. For me, I mean, obviously it'd probably be something, maybe writing or film, like English or creative writing or sex ed. You know,
hell yeah.
Anyway, that was creepy. They said the medulla oblongata, and I had to write that down. Made me think of Waterboy. Let's see. Do you think that it's true that if you put that thing like he did, like that tightened around like his head, that he would lose his motor functions like that? Is that a real thing, you think?
No.
Okay.
That was like the back of his neck.
Well, I thought he put it like around right above his ear.
I think it was around, kind of like around the bottom of the cranium. Little thing right there. No, of course not. That's one of those things where it's like fucking like Vulcan neck grip or something like that. Or,
go night. Let's see here.
Like you remember, like growing up, everyone's always talking about pressure points.
Yeah,
they got the pressure points.
Yeah. Did you ever see Kiss of the Dragon with Jet Li? He had his little bracelet had all those needles in it, and so when he could pass you and put the needle in, and you like he would put it in the pressure point. Where
oh, really?
He did it to the villain at the end. He put like the one needle in his neck, and he couldn't move anything. Right?
How many of those movies came out like back to back?
At least 4.
Like that one, Romeo Must Die.
Romeo Must Die was first.
Okay.
And then maybe Kiss of the Dragon, and then
Lethal
Unleashed.
Weapon 4 was first, right?
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, that's you brought him to the United States. Yeah. But I don't count that because that's not a Jet Li.
Right, I'm just saying, but that's just
right.
broke him.
Which even that one wasn't bad.
I like that movie.
Yeah,
that's a gnarly fight. Their last fight
at the end, when they're all wet and him and Riggs.
You know, it reminds me of the fight, and I think the Secret of the Ooze, Ninja Turtles 2.
Yeah,
it's like on the bottom side of a bridge or something.
Yeah, when Shredder's like Ultra Shredder,
he gets crushed.
Yeah, pushing shit. Like he's knocking off those beams.
The pillars.
Shredder's like, dude, boy. I heard good things about the new one.
That animated one?
Yeah, I've heard really good things.
It's weird animation.
It is. It's almost like Spider-Man, but not
okay.
Like Spider-Verse. But I still haven't seen Spider-Verse yet.
Me neither.
But I do want to. Did you see the first one?
Yes.
Okay, I liked it. Yeah. Really? Well, you don't like animated shit, you fucking fuck.
No, I'm sorry. No. I like that movie. It was a very, very good movie. Like the desire to see the second one, I'm like, meh. Actually, with all comic book stuff, I'm fucking lost
I get
all.
it. I get it. Secret Invasion was pretty bad. Well, not bad. Like the first few episodes, I was like, okay, let's get this going. Like, let's make this really
Does it
like
involve
an
like the
espionage.
aliens and stuff like that too?
The Skrulls, yeah.
Okay.
But they made it seem like an espionage kind of movie, like spies and shit. And they didn't really get into a lot of that. Sometimes the special effects are pretty rough. And I found out the budget was like $215. I'm like, where's this budget? But I think Samuel L. was like 20 million of it. So good for you.
Got to get paid.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree. That annoying guy would get an F from me. I love Gene Wilder. Like whenever he's yelling, like everything he does. Like,
He fucking puts it on in Mel Brooks movies. He's the same way in
Blazing Saddles.
Well,
I like Blazing Saddles.
and The Producers. Like he fucking yells a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I got real high. I'm like, oh my, take it down a notch, bro.
Yeah. Let's see here.
But here it seems to fit more. I think just the style of the movie too, because it's an old horror kind of parody, so it makes sense to being over the top like that.
When he was on the train going to Transylvania, which I thought was really silly that he starts from, what is he, in California or something like that, and then he's still on the same train and he ends up in Transylvania. I was like, what?
I thought they're gonna. Yeah, I think they're gonna like add like a little section in a plane.
Right.
It's just
No, it's just train the whole way, and the train doesn't change, just the people do, and then the language where they're
I
at.
was just stuck in German or whatever.
Yeah. But then what was that joke? The guy was like, just let him. Like, were they talking about masturbation or something? Like the woman was saying to the husband in the train, like, oh, he's doing this. And the guy's like, just let him do it. Or he's going to do it somewhere else. And I was like, what does that mean?
Oh, I don't remember.
So I thought, I was like, are they talking about masturbation? Are they talking about a kid? Like, just let him do it? Like, because how are you going to stop him?
It's weird.
I wrote it down.
I don't like it.
When he's like, allow me, doctor. And he goes to take the big one, the briefcase. Oop, can't do it. So he takes the small one. There's just so many things about this movie. Like the werewolf. And I put so many puns.
I guess it's probably been obvious, but I mean, I just wasn't paying attention. The Igor like mugging at the camera like every
Fourth wall.
But I was like every like 3 minutes he's doing it. It was too much for me.
Okay.
This time around.
Yeah, it's the thing about him. Was it Feldman? What's his last name?
Marty Feldman. Or something
Marty Feldman. I like him. Like what he can bring comedy wise. Something that I told you as well before we started recording was that what he would do was, his hunch that he had while they were filming, he would just move the hunch and not tell anybody. And so, sometimes on the right, sometimes on the left. And then when they finally figured out they had already filmed so much of the movie, they're like, we got to fucking put something in there. And so that's why they have the joke of when Gene goes to pat him on the shoulder and he's like, wasn't that over? He's like, what? He's like, nothing. So, but that's, I feel like you might have that kind of flexibility with Mel Brooks, right? Because he's like it was considered a comedy, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Expert?
Well, yeah, like he's been doing it for, he's fucking like 95 or some shit. Like he's doing it so long. Even the new History of the World on Hulu, it's pretty fucking funny.
Is it?
Yeah. And seeing like Ike Barinholtz in there and like Nick Kroll, a lot of, newer people.
I remember, I think Nick Kroll was on Conan's podcast and he was talking about working with Mel. Mm-hmm. That's right.
I would absolutely love to just meet him, just to be like, you, sir, are a genius. And
you've seen the Jiminy Glick Mel Brooks interview, right?
Yeah. With Steve Martin. Yeah, Steve Martin. Not Steve Martin. I'm sorry, Martin Short. Yeah. Right? Because it was Martin Short. Those. Yeah. Yeah. Those bits. I know that was the point of that character, but I was like, I can't with this.
Oh, really?
Even though it was enjoyable, but he would be so outlandish. Like, what do you think that like? And he would like he's upside down in the chair and shit. But I absolutely love Martin Short. Him and Steve Martin are so good together. And I parallel like even their interactions with even you and I, how we can just riff off each other. And
I play guitar and you play nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So Steve Martin, you're the Steve Martin in that aspect, but then I'm Martin Short, who's the more talented one. But no, Steve Martin's definitely the more talented one. But
I don't know, dude. They're both pretty good.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
I wonder how that live show was because they were doing a live show together.
I did watch their one on Netflix.
Oh, really?
It's good.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's super. Like again, they'll just the way they make fun of each other, and I know it's kind of scripted, like they acted out or whatever, but it's still so good. Yeah. And even them in All the Murders in the Building, like even
all the murders in the building.
I'm sorry. Yeah, what did I say?
All the.
Oh, I said all murders in the building, but it's okay. Whatever. Even them interacting on that.
You believe this guy? Everybody, jeez.
Yeah,
what a loser.
Missing words and stuff. Really enjoyable.
You know what's funny? I only watched the first 1 or 2 episodes.
Selena Gomez, I can only take so much of her.
She's fine. What?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
She's just like, it's a piece of wood talking. She's not a good actor. Like, she's just like, what? Oh no. And I can't.
Don't you dare talk about what was the Disney show she was on?
Wizards of Waverly.
Don't you dare talk about Jessica Wizardly. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know. We were too old when that came out, but like she's only a little younger than us. Yeah. Because she's.
Well, okay, so now I have a question. Okay, so there's Wizardly World.
No. Oh, Harry Potter. Okay, yeah.
No. Oh, wait, what's her show called?
The Wizards of Waverly.
Wizards of Waverly. God damn it.
The Wizards of Waverly.
It's like trying to say real world and world rules.
I fucking hate it. That's why I just call it the challenge. I don't call it real world.
Okay, so there's that. There's with Victoria Justice.
Oh,
what's that show?
I was about to say Justified, but it's not Justified. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ariana Grande was on that show, right?
As something like that. Yeah. She was the side character. Yeah. Until they realized that she had more talent.
And she was her own show?
Mm-hmm. No, she didn't get I don't think she got her own show. This is when we're too old for this.
And that's what I'm saying.
We're already
late
late
teens.
teens. Yeah.
Which one was that Jeanette McCurdy one on?
iCarly.
Oh, fuck. That's a whole different show?
Yeah.
Were all three of those related?
Yeah.
And then was the Wizards one related?
McCarty, it was Miranda
Cosgrove.
Yeah, and then the guy, I don't know the guy's name. She looks exactly the same as an adult, which she's still very pretty. But like the McCurdy girl, I had read excerpts from her book, and I was like, wow, she's laying it all out there, like the shit she's gone through, like her mom being shitty and the people she experienced. But really quick,
like getting her money stolen when she was little.
That too, and just the way her mom treated her and stuff. But I'm sorry. Yeah, Jonah Hill. I'm sorry. Like he's been dragged a little bit. Like we haven't talked because it's been 3 weeks since we've talked. Yeah, he's the stuff that's coming out about
problematic.
Him. Yeah, very.
But some of that stuff is barring like actual abuse, which not to say that like emotional abuse isn't abuse.
The only abuse that I like is physical.
Yeah.
So.
But a lot of that stuff is you're allowed to be a shitty partner.
Right.
How do I put this?
I don't know.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Like that's your business.
Yeah.
It's part of that is what
Correct.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But barring like actual like abuse and I guess the emotional abuse, I haven't read that much of it, but and I can't tell someone like how traumatizing something is or isn't.
It's how you perceive that.
It's how you perceive that.
Yeah.
But like just the regular ass like douchey boyfriend shit. Like if that's who he is, that's who he is, and it's up to you to not be involved with him.
Right.
But, like,
right.
But I don't. That means nothing to me. Like he already seemed kind of douchey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not surprising, I guess I could say. But it's still none of my business.
True.
To give a shit about that sort of stuff.
I mean, to post someone's like private text messages and stuff, that's a little shitty. Ultimately,
but like to post private messages and they say like, oh, I'm gonna fucking murder you, then you're calling them out for like some legit scary shit. Like that's tough shit.
I mean,
but if he's just doing that when he's like, oh, I don't want you to talk to this guy, you know.
Well, no, from what I read, he was also saying things like, take those posts off your Instagram, like you're showing off your tits. She's like, I'm wearing a bathing suit, like what? And like being super possessive of it and stuff. But you're right. There's still willing participants. There's willing participants in every relationship, but it's still just shitty.
It's shitty.
But then to hear the stuff of him kissing an underage girl, like forcing himself
I didn't
on
hear that part.
Yeah.
No, I did. Okay.
It's Justin Long's party or something like that, and he was there, and it was a girl from one of those Disney shows, I believe, and they were going to smoke a cigarette or something, and then he didn't give her one, and they were going back inside, and he just pushed himself on her, and like, now granted, I'm not to say just, but she said it was just like a heavy kiss, but like still, she's underage. And I'm not trying to say that it's not anything, but he kissed her, and then she pushed him off, and he was like, fucking, and then he went back inside.
You know who I am? No,
yeah, no. But then her friend had sex with like some 25-year-old guy there or something like that, but I don't know if that was like fully consensual. And then the girl that was talking about it posted a photo of that guy. I was like, ooh, this is getting bad. But anyway, so back to this movie. You're talking about Disney, Selena Gomez. What were you trying to say about all that?
We veered off from Martin Short.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Well, Selena Gomez, I don't think she's the best actor, but she can sing perfectly fine. I like her.
Anyway, yeah, I just saw the one episode, but it was fine. I just didn't get into it.
Okay. Well, I would suggest it. I do enjoy it. It's on Hulu. Let me see here. What other notes do I have? The puns, warm milk. When he said "good girl," I don't remember. Gene Wilder said "good girl." I think he said it to.
How am I supposed to decipher your notes?
I know my notes are the worst. That eye pull in, I think, was a zoom in on the film. So there was the part where he's like, "Damn your eye," and then he goes like, "Too late," and he like points to his eyes, and then the camera pulls in. That I was like, that looked like a still
On Igor?
Yeah. Like they didn't film a pull in. They just what they did was they zoomed in on the still itself.
Okay.
Because it started to get like
I see what you're saying.
Started to get grainy. But they did a few other in the movie pull ins, and I was like, why didn't they do it there? But let's see here. That goes without saying that he'd have to have an enormous Vanstaka. She made. Oh, so when he says elevate me, and she's like, here, like she's madly in love with him already.
Yeah.
Like, but knowing that Kahn is, at home, that's his fiance, that she's, as far as we could tell, they've never had sex, right?
Correct.
Because she's like, there's always a reason. Even when she goes to Transylvania, she's like, we can't sleep together and this. But then is it established that she has never had intercourse and he's never had intercourse? Because when he smushed with the assistant, Inga. I mean, they come down smoking a cigarette, like, they know what's going on there. But let's see. Everybody loves Frankenstein's monster because that Frankenstein's monster was the dad from Everybody Loves Raymond. Let's see. The arm joke I thought was a little much. Like when he kept hitting it. Like when he had the
Yeah, I mean, is he just going for like a Doctor Strangelove kind of thing?
I don't know. I've never seen that movie.
Okay.
Is that what one of the guys...
Well, Dr. Strangelove, Peter Sellers plays him, and he's like this former Nazi scientist who's like in a wheelchair. And then one of the bits is his arm just keeps wanting to Heil Hitler salute. And he has to keep putting it down and stuff like that. So that's what it reminded me of.
Who directed that? Hitchcock?
That's Stanley Kubrick.
Oh. And it was a comedy?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I should see that.
Like a dark comedy.
That's okay.
Black comedy.
I mean, I'm okay. Let's see here. Did Gene Wilder have eye makeup on?
I think so.
Yeah, because his top eyebrow or his top eyelashes just seemed a little clapped together. Yeah, to give him a little more of a defined eye. Mm-hmm. His eyes are beautiful though. I've seen it, like they're very light. Let's see here.
I wonder if it's hard to do his hair.
Oh, that like it looks like frayed out, like it's dry as fuck.
I mean, it just always looked like that. I wonder if it was hard for him to manage just in general.
That's valid. Yeah, it's valid. Let's see here. His arms should have been able to move under those bars because they weren't like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he could have easily like pulled out of that shit. Let's see here. I wrote in capitals sedative. Okay, so is that really how that's supposed to be played? Because the way I played charades was, I wouldn't go like tap my arm for like that's what sounds like is, and then I wouldn't grab my ear for. Oh, no, that's what sounds like. And then syllables is the arm. Like I wouldn't do it like that. I would.
Because I think you go like.
Yeah.
You put numbers out, so 3 words. Mm-hmm. Second word, second syllable. I forget the exact.
Yeah. See, I never played it that way. I typically did the first
one.
You go like 3
movie,
right?
Like you're rotating the camera,
right?
Yelling like that for a song.
Okay.
And then books was just open hands like books.
Was there no TV?
I don't know.
I'm pantomiming me pressing our remote control.
TV.
Yes, no, that's computer.
That's computer.
Oh, that's your cell phone at 2 a.m.
No, that's a airport bathroom before a flight.
Yeah, no, airport. No, it's the airplane bathroom. Those things are so tight. Like I don't know how people do the Mile High Club. Like there's no movement in there.
There's no.
Like there's only been one time that I actually had to sit in that toilet, and that's when we went to Spain. And even when I sat, my knees hit the wall.
It was difficult.
Yeah, like I can't fathom.
How to like stand to wipe my ass? Yeah, it's way too tight.
I was gonna say, do you not stand to wipe your ass? Do you go when if you don't mind me asking, when you go to wipe your ass? When you wipe your ass,
I'm not gonna answer that.
Do you go from back to front or front to back?
I go from side to side.
You smear. No, what you do? You push your ass cheeks together. You just let it mush around in there.
I just take a shower after every shit and just wipe my butt, spray down the butthole.
Yeah, sweet. You take the shower head off and you turn it on the one that's just only the middle funnel, and you just blast your fucking asshole just to hit out all those particles.
No, I start out wide and then slowly down to one single jet.
You're adjusting as you go.
Yeah.
Hitting the thing, and it's like that wide girth. Just that straight beam.
Until I start drooling.
No, you start with the mist. You start with the mist, so it's nice and easy.
Yeah.
And then you start to get those individual beams, the wide ones, and you just get narrow. And then it's like
it's more of a pressure wash.
I was literally about to say it's like the pressure wash, like when it's the
I call it pressure wash porn.
It's pressure wash asshole porn.
Yeah,
is what it is. Yeah. And so the point of view is almost like when someone sits down on the toilet, because you're just squatting over the fucking camera, and then you just get that tube thing and just blast your asshole. So not only do you get the shit away, but it's basically shaving your asshole too. So you have no hair when you're done. So you're like a fresh baby.
It's like those water jets that cut like the fucking padlock in half. Jeez. Talking pressure, brah.
And you put a little bleach in there too, so that way it gets you a nice clean butthole. Let's see here. When that collar snapped, when Gmail was like, we got to be like, not professional, but we have to, whatever. It says, and it just like snaps. It made me think of like Abe Simpson.
Yeah.
Where his pants would just snap down. Or that too.
Yeah.
What did that guy say? Like, get a room, lover boy.
No, Fun Boys.
Fun Boys, okay. Let's see here. The darts in the car was a great little visual gag.
Yeah. In the tire?
Yeah. There's too many darts, but still, I get it. Let's see here.
I heard Mel Brooks did the cat sound one time.
Okay.
It's like through the dark. It's like
there's two cats, I think. Yeah. Let's see here. So in the 70s, they already had espresso. You think? I mean, I guess they would have to because if Gene said
Italian,
it. But then obviously this is Transylvania, but
Yeah, it's closer to Italy.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
It must have existed in Italy.
When Frankenstein comes out, when they're on the stage and there's just that single person clapping, I thought that was really funny. Like just, it's what's his name? Frederick Frankenstein. This is everybody just sitting there, right? And then you're. Makes me think of in The Simpsons when he says Boo Earns. Like just, who keeps doing that? Do you have any notes? Any?
Inga, Teri Garr, smoking hot.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. Beautiful woman.
Like his ride or die from like the word jump.
Yeah, from the oof.
Yeah,
from the initial oof. Like she's just like, okay, let's fucking do this.
Not even mad that he's engaged.
Yeah, she just took that on the fucking face. Just like, well, I'm still gonna get this guy, and obviously she did.
Well, she did. Yeah, they end up getting married.
But then
she gets the big old
the monsters
at the end too.
Oh yeah, she gets fucking basically like. Well, she's like, ugh, like just pushing back, and then he just takes her. What is that? That's Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid. I think that's my like go-to whenever something is like
choral hymnal. Yeah.
Well, even if I whistle anything, I was like, and then it makes me think of Shrek as well.
So I haven't seen the classic Universal horror movies.
Okay. I think I've seen the werewolf one, but that's it. I haven't seen Frankenstein.
I haven't seen Invisible Man. Swamp.
Was it Swamp? No, there's a Swamp one, wasn't there? Maybe not. I haven't seen.
No, the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay, I haven't seen Bride of Frankenstein.
And then, did the Draculas count?
I think so.
I think those were they before? I think those were all around the same time. But anyway, I haven't seen any of them.
Right.
Do you think the camera was as active as the camera was in this movie? Like
I feel like
a lot of
there's movement,
slowly moving.
That's hard to say since I've never seen them.
We've never seen them.
I would feel like,
but I wonder if that's a feature of them. That's why.
Well, I'd feel like the cameras they had back then are not what they had when Mel Brooks was doing it. So I would think that a lot of their shots are probably static, and then they would just pan and tilt. I feel like they weren't moving with those cameras. Those are a lot bigger.
Yeah, but you have like Kurosawa in like the 50s, fucking his cameras all over the fucking place.
Like he was a visionary director, though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, like I
don't even know who directed those classic horror movies.
I mean, it's funny because when
Maybe
you go to
some research
Universal,
we should've-
you see
probably should've done,
you see those posters and stuff like that. It's like cool, and then you don't think about it again. Like you drive right past them, but then you see the fast. And you're like,
Should we watch them all for a special episode?
Where would you even find those?
I don't know. The internet?
I feel like we get low listenership for those, but I mean, yeah, we could do it.
We could do like one episode, and that's a
How
lot
about
of
just for
movies.
Halloween next year?
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
We'll do for Halloween, and then even if they're not available, we'll just find
It's a
them.
lot of them though, because that'd be Frankenstein.
Yeah, but they're
Bride
like
of
45
Frankenstein.
minutes. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, they're super short. From my understanding, they were super short.
I don't want to call you.
Those are in like the 40s, right?
30s, I think.
Okay, yeah, they're not. Who's gonna sit for 2 hours back then? And those are probably silent movies.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like fucking.
Robin Williams?
No, you have. Oh my god, what's that movie called?
The Hills Have Eyes.
Not Sunshine.
Little Miss
What
Sunshine.
the hell is that called? Anyway, no, they
Sunshine.
have fucking like 4-hour silent movies that you can watch. But whatever.
That's too much. I would never do that.
I think the original cut of like Metropolis that didn't get lost to time is like 4 hours long.
You know, it sucks hearing about that fire that was at what Universal, whatever it was, and all those films are gone. All those original films fucking gone. So now
And like master recordings of singers too and shit like that too.
like I would have fucking sued. Like
I still don't even know. Because of the bottom.
they don't even. I believe they don't even know what truly was lost and all that too.
Crazy.
Which is always crazy to hear that sometimes they'll randomly stumble upon something like someone in like, oh, in my attic I found this tin and inside of it was an original press. Like I was like, what?
It happens with jazz albums all the time.
Okay.
Just live recordings. Like, oh, hey, here's a brand new John Coltrane live at
Yeah.
the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium from like
Here's Miles Davis.
1961. We're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did this come from?
Hey,
But it's
everybody.
always like, oh, some high school kid had recorded it and they just found the tape. I'm like, all right, fine,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's kind of funny because then you see those things where it's like, you know, someone did it was like they were doing like a high school talent competition, and that was the first time somebody did like, you know, an act like a comedy bit or something, and it's like, you know, you never would think someone would see it, then they randomly stumble upon it 30 years later. Remember that joke in the David. Oh my God! The Street Magic, David.
Blaine.
Yeah, like he. Hey, why don't you go put in that tape?
Jesus.
Yeah, but he puts in that tape. Hey, I owe your son $20 or whatever it is. Those bits are so
So
fucking
good. I just rewatched one. I think it just came up on Reddit. Just like the first one.
Yeah, I think the second one's probably the best one.
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause
Is that by the garages?
yeah, and he goes up on the
Oh,
roof
100%.
and he has the Cheez-Its. Yeah, that's the best one. Because then that's the one where he look
I still don't even know how he got on the roof that fast.
Well, I know. Yeah, that's a good question because I know the camera goes to the.
No, I know when they did it because
Maybe they had a ladder. He just quickly got up it and then
someone just pulled it away out of her. Okay.
yeah. Movie magic, bro. We've done it. We've done stupid shit like that. Let's see here.
I would like to go to
I'd like to go to there.
a movie set that they're filming black and white movies in because I know it's always like green and like you ever see the picture of like the Munsters TV set?
Maybe.
And it looks like looks funky ass cut, like a bunch of greens and a bunch of like red walls and stuff like that, just because it photographs black and white better. So like Peter's wearing like crazy green makeup, I think, just because it looks better in black and white
Instead of white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. No, I never saw that.
You never seen that? Yeah. There, like I said, there's a big, like a big shot or like a
White.
wide shot of like the Monsters TV set, and it looks like a bunch of red, looks
Okay.
funky. So it's
Well,
fancy.
I never watched the Munsters. I knew enough about it to get it. You know, the vampire.
I'm just
one.
saying it as the black and white TV show.
Right. The closest I've ever gotten to watching the Munsters was watching My Cousin Vinny, and it's just
The judge.
yeah.
But because even like all the way up to like Schindler's List, like same thing. Everyone was wearing green and stuff like that, just because
Really?
it looks better.
Okay.
When you film it.
That's cool. Did Igor? Did his elbows have hunches? It looked like. There's one scene where when not Catherine Hahn, I'm sorry, Kahn first gets to the place, and he grabs her luggage and he's walking
Elizabeth,
inside. He has like extra padding on his elbows. And I thought, are those hunches? Because if that was, that'd be
That's a good
quite
bit, too.
funny. Yeah, that'd be quite
That's
funny.
another one where he bites the animal, her mink.
Ah.
Fucking lops it.
He literally does the exact same thing that Jean does, the exact same lines, everything, and she's just like, oh, but she still goes with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was even once where when he bit her, and she's like, ah, like she screams, and they kept going, but she kind of smirks, and I was like, oh, but I hope that they were just like Mel was just like, just go, just fucking do whatever you guys want, just have some fucking fun, and I hope that's what a lot of Mel Brooks movies are like. Where it's like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna have some fun. Everybody knows what the score is. So just do this. Let's see here. We already briefly talked about that rape scene, which is again for the sake of the humor of the stuff. Okay, but I mean, I'm watching it now.
I mean, he pushes envelopes.
Oh, for sure.
In all
Blazing
his movies.
Saddles, like drop an N-word.
Oh,
in
yeah.
there, for sure.
Fucking crazy. Yeah. And like I said, to like the classic, monster movies, stuff like that. There's always a damsel that they steal. Like,
Yeah,
but
I
like,
understand. You don't know if they're raping them though.
Well, what else are you gonna do with?
Just use her for leverage.
Okay.
Well, yes, I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
Right.
but still, you hope not.
It's like it's unsaid, but that's what it's implying.
Well, it's like, okay, so then there's also, she's like, okay, I guess I can go for an eighth time, or is it 7? But either way,
Something like that, yeah.
I was thinking that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I think the most I've ever done in a day is like 4, maybe 5. Now we're talking about masturbation, of course. Yeah, we're talking about. I mean, because once it gets to the point where there's nothing really coming out, it's like, what am I even doing this for anymore? Yeah, it's like we had that joke. It's like your penis, the tip of the penis opening is going. Like it's coughing because it has nothing left. Yeah, it has its own tongue. Come on, man, I got nothing. Like, why you keep? What are we doing? I'm chafing down here, bro. I'm chafing. Like you're ripping your skin. Like, just lotion me up a little bit first. Yeah. Anyway, so your favorite bit was the sedative.
Sedative with the choke and the charades.
Yeah.
Like I said, like the beginning, I feel like I've just seen the beginning also, like the first 20 minutes, like a bajillion trillion times.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But like even just her in the carriage in the hay, like I've heard her say like 100 times. It's still funny.
Oof. Like I feel like that might be one of the very first oofs that's ever been recorded. Like when you think of like a yikes or an oof. Because I find myself more so saying oof than yikes.
Also feels like it would have been louder and would have hurt her more.
Oh yeah, that luggage. Heavy. Yeah, she's just laying there. And then where was her luggage? Like,
no, she works there or lives there or something, right?
But I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
She was hired, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Because he says, because Igor says like, oh, they hired you because you think you need an assistant, and
that's a good point.
Yeah, so. Again, a beautiful.
Doesn't mean she got there at the same time. I don't know.
She'd have, maybe not. Maybe she just came with Igor to go pick up Frankenstein, like just to be like, hey, you want to go meet the guy that you're going to be falling in love with in like 4 days. But I was thinking about the other day. When we reviewed X-Men: Days of Future Past, when I really thought about it, I know I posed this question to you when we were recording, but like that would really have to mean that Kitty Pryde would have had to been awake for 4 days. They all would have had to been awake for those however long Wolverine was awake for in the past. And I really thought about that, and I was like, that's a really big what's the word I'm looking
Commitment?
for? No. Like, what is it when the movie doesn't talk about it? Like not an Easter egg, but a plot hole.
Yeah.
Like a very large plot hole. Because like days had to have passed in that when he went backwards. At least 2 days max. And so
maybe there's like a time shift in there, something. So like certain amount of time is.
I'm sure we can say that.
Hours.
We can say that just so that. Oh, I mean, maybe that's a valid point. Maybe like 2 days in the past is only like 6 hours for them or something because it's this conscience. Yeah, that's a tumbleweed going by. Anyway, so did you enjoy Young Frankenstein, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Mel Brooks movie?
Spaceballs.
Yeah,
hands down.
Yeah. Do you know that?
Only because it's just it's the one I grew up watching the most. So.
Okay. You know what's funny is I've actually probably seen Blazing Saddles more.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I started dropping N-words when I was so young. But I think that was the first Mel Brooks movie I saw. And then I saw Spaceballs. And then I saw Robin Hood Men in Tights. And then it was Young Frankenstein.
I don't know if I've ever maybe seen that one time.
Robin Hood?
Yeah.
It's fucking good. Like, a joke that stands out, it's a stupid physical joke too. It stands out the most is, if you've never seen it, so there's a part where you're first really meeting the princess Maid Marian, and the camera's pulling into a window because you can hear like, ah, and as the camera pulls in, it goes and crashes through the glass.
I think I've seen that.
And then she goes, ooh, and she looks, and then you see the camera from her angle pull out of the window. And I remember cackling because I didn't understand that kind of humor back then, like the fourth wall. And I remember saying to my dad, like, what? Like, how does that make sense? And then, of course, as I got older, I appreciate those.
He loves it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
God.
God.
I appreciate those jokes. And What is the other one where they turn the camera around and you see all the crew and everybody like. Ugh.
I think in Spaceballs he gets when the crew guys get swiped with
yeah. He's the boom. He's like the boom operator. He's like, and they're like, you did it. Yeah, that's fucking good. Anyway, I greatly value. If I had to put right now, gun to my head, favorite Mel Brooks, I'd probably choose Robin Hood.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny.
I really like Young Frankenstein. I really like Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs. And Spaceballs I can associate more because I like science fiction a lot and Star Wars. But I think Young Frankenstein just hit at that right time because I was young enough to really get into it. Mm-hmm. And I understood most of the jokes back then. And yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen Spaceballs too. I wonder how different it would hit going back and watching it now.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's on HBO as well.
All right. Next
All right.
Here we go.
Okay, so I enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. Now let's talk about Zootopia.
Zootopia from 2016. Yes. Brought to you by the Disney studio.
Yes, it was. The House of Mouse.
In a city of anthropomorphic animals, a rookie bunny cop and a cynical con artist fox must work together to uncover a conspiracy. Written by Byron Howard and 7 other dudes. I don't want to look it up. Directed by Byron Howard.
Yeah,
also by 2 other dudes.
It was Byron and 2 guys.
Jared Bush.
Yeah.
Starring Ginnifer Goodwin as Judy Hopps, Jason Bateman as Nick Wilde, Fox, Idris Elba as Chief Bogo, Jenny Slate as Bellwether, Nate Torrance, Bonnie Hunt, Tommy Chong.
I love Bonnie Hunt.
JK.
Bonnie Hunt was the mom, right? The bunny?
Bonnie Hunt is, yes.
Yeah. JK's voice, a lot of these people's, their voice are so distinct.
Yeah.
Like, I just know it. And there's one quick part where he's like, out of your way. And he like pushes the bunny. He's like, all right, move it away. He pushes the bunny, or not the bunny, the lamb, like Bo Peep or whatever. And I just think to myself, he's so
that
good.
is, yeah.
Yeah, he's so good at that kind of like quick like shit. And like even thinking about him in Whiplash, like when he's just destroying some of these people, like just annihilating them verbally. But the other stuff that he's done, like JK, he is the perfect J. Jonah Jameson. Like when I saw him in the Raimis, obviously in the newer Spider-Mans as well, but like he is the and there's been other J. Jonahs, but like he just brings it, and he's pretty fucking cut still. Mm-hmm. But he's fucking great.
I wonder if he got, well, did you ever watch Oz? Was he cut in Oz?
I didn't see Oz.
Oh.
I mean, I should have with all that butt sex, but I did not. Did you?
No.
You have the favorited X videos of the montage of all the male
just
sex
super
scenes?
cut of male sex scenes?
Chris Maloney, fucking just every butthole scene that he's in. Yeah, I get that. Let's see.
I didn't even know he was in the show. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like you see his dick a couple times, from my understanding.
Nice.
But yeah.
No, because I know he like kind of. Well, at least I don't know if he got buff or he just seemed a little buff in Whiplash. But I wonder if he was already buff in Oz too before that.
I don't see why he wouldn't be. Like, to be fair though, I haven't really seen him outside that kind of stuff. Like, I never knew him in Oz. I've only seen him like in Spider-Man's. I've seen him. I mean, many movies, yes, but like not in Oz. But I would think so. Was he? Do you know if he was a criminal in that? Was he in the prison, or was he like a?
Oh yeah, he's like a Nazi rapist.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's an uplifting character.
Yeah.
There's like good arc for him where he learns.
He goes from Nazi to Nazier. He's just more. Yeah.
Yeah.
He learns of more people to hate, more ethnicities. To
Yeah.
hate.
He's like, well,
damn Zimbabweans. Yeah. These
Dude.
motherfucking Uzbekistanis walking in here. No.
Yeah. Who the fuck does he think he is? Let's go fuck that guy up. But okay, well, I'll have to watch. I mean, Oz is still available on HBO or on Max, whatever you want to call it. All of their shows except for Westworld, and there's one other show they took off of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Does somebody own Westworld?
No, but I hear it's on. They're streaming it on something else now, which kind of upset me, just because I'm like, I enjoyed Westworld 1 and 2. 3 was rough. 4 was pretty bad, and they only want to do one more season. And that would have ended it all, but it was expensive. It was like,
I don't think I watched a single episode.
Yeah, it was a little pricey. I think the main crew was getting like $1 million an episode or something like that, which was pretty fucking good. That's like what what's his name? Ed Harris. You get
Thandie Newton.
Yeah, Thandie.
Aaron Paul.
He was only in the latter seasons. I hate to bring him up, but what's Marilyn's ex? She was
Rose McGowan?
No. She's in 17 or 13.
13?
Um,
Evan Rachel
yeah,
Wood?
Evan Richard Wood, and I think there's Marsden was in it too. But I love Marsden. It's too bad that he hasn't had like that breakout career.
Who loves James Marsden?
He's great.
Great?
Yeah, I like him a lot.
He's fine.
He's charismatic. I think he's good. He's a good Cyclops, like his little dork. Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
he's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not
for
saying-
sure. But he's good with comedy, like that. And I think that's what I do. I associate people with comedy, and like I
What
just
the fuck was he in? Exactly.
the Jury. No, that's the thing. Oh, he's in Sonic.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
But like just naturally too. Like I've seen him in interviews and stuff. He's just very charismatic. Why don't you get off my dick, all right?
All right. Anyways, Zootopia.
Yeah, so tell us
Had
about
you
it.
seen it before?
Yes, I had. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Super funny.
I think the only last time I saw it was when it came out.
Yeah.
In 2016.
I think I agree.
Yeah. So it's very enjoyable still. I believe they're working on number 2 now. But here's the thing. I have a hot take. Jason Bateman.
Oh, Zootopia?
Yeah. Yeah. No, Zootopia 2, Zoo Harder. Jason Bateman, love the guy. Like acting, his comedy, but he's such a douche. Like he's just a pretentious dude.
He has to be at least a little bit in real life.
Oh well, did you watch any of Smartless?
No.
Okay, so on HBO, they recorded. They're like going on tour for their podcast, Smartless, and he's like neurotic. He's just an asshole, but like
funny asshole or just
definitely funny.
candid
As well.
Oh, okay.
So the problem with it too is I absolutely love him and Will Arnett's relationship because they're like sort of like brotherly. They're making fun of each other a lot. They're very physical with each other. But then Sean Hayes is a really good friend of theirs too, and he contributes to that too. Sean Hayes is very funny naturally as well. And so when they're all bickering and stuff, they're trying to decide what they want to eat and shit. So funny, and it makes me think of Conan.
That was on Max?
Yeah, makes me think of Conan. How Conan's just natural. Like just their banter is so good. So I think when I was watching this, I thought of even You and I again with Jason Bateman and Will Arnett. Just how they're like,
Because my voice is so low and manly?
yeah, like they're eating off each other's food. Bless you. They're just the way they talk to one another. It's loving, in a good
But cutting.
Yeah, but they're constantly making fun of each other.
Right.
And I think Jason's jokes, he's just so quick with his smart ass. Not that Will's not. Will's great, but like Jason just
Well, Will seems goofier,
he definitely is.
and then Jason's more sarcastic and dry.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sean's just there to be the funny gay guy. But no, but Sean's really fucking funny too. And anyway, so let's talk about Zootopia. So love this movie. Really good. A lot of good jokes. Very family friendly too. But there's a few jokes in there that are a little more catered to adults, I would say a little. And but let's start from the beginning. So tell us about it.
So you got a bunny. Mm-hmm. She loves cops.
She loves helping people.
Loves helping people.
Yeah.
So she wants to be a cop, but bunnies can't be cops because
Right.
they're little.
Correct. Little, furry.
They're whittle.
Yeah. Not strong.
So like, her family just wants her to be a carrot farmer. Just,
They want her to settle.
but she wants to go to the big city. And she proves them all wrong.
She does.
And then when she gets there, it's not what she imagined.
Not in the slightest.
Gets conned by a fox because they're warned that foxes are
Sly.
sly, sneaky.
Very much.
And then there's a big conspiracy where there are, what do they call them? Predators and
Prey.
Normies?
No, prey and
Has to be predator if it's prey.
yeah, there you go.
Everyone is civilized now, but
Yeah, they've evolved.
They've evolved, but for some reason, the predators some of them are being converted back to their
primal
animal instincts. So a lot of like racial undertones,
A little bit.
which makes sense. Like a big city, everything's all divided. People have their preconceived notions, which is a lot of the adult stuff that comes into the movie, which is actually pretty good.
Right.
You know what it reminds me of? Because you haven't seen it yet.
Pleasantville.
Barbie.
Correct.
Like super duper funny with like, I guess it's really in your face, like the commentary, but still done well, but it's definitely heavy handed.
About like feminist, like women.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I would expect nothing
Or
less.
like Zootopia is the same way with like the racism and all that stuff. But still good, still funny, and still poignant.
Well, it makes me think of like when X-Men came out, right? Like the big thing about
Yeah.
that was race. Like it's just the mutants, people judging and wanting violence against them, and the preconceived notion that they're like evil, or because they have this mutation that they're different, they shouldn't be allowed here. And they should be kept track of and monitored and all that kind of shit. So yeah, Zootopia has those undertones that as an adult you catch on to it, or you should catch on to it, and kind of relate, hopefully. And so that way you can kind of look at it from a different angle, and hopefully as the children that watch it like retain this information, they kind of unknowingly start to learn a little bit and how these things are. But like these animals have essentially evolved that they don't need to do that anymore. Like they don't need to hunt each other and do this because I don't know how they eat. I mean,
Yeah, what do they eat?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, because the carnivores, I know as an animal, is like a carnivore, you can live off veggies and shit, but then you're gonna get that gangly lion that like no strength to it at all. Like when you see like, oh, we raised him
Patchy hair.
Yeah, we raised him as a vegetarian. The cat's like just the worst.
There was one, I think it was Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
No, or at least Silverstone. But they're like, she had a dog or whatever it was. And like, oh yeah, I'm a vegetarian, so my dog's a vegetarian, and they love it. Like, do they though?
Yeah. How can you say a fucking animal that like, oh yeah, a fucking Spot over here, he loves it, and you look at him, he's just malnourished.
Yeah.
And it just looks like super fucking sad.
He's like smells like a carrot, and then just turns around, just pees on it, and walks away. Like,
Yeah.
see, he loves it.
Or just pisses himself.
Yeah.
And then collapses because he has no physical strength at all. Yeah, that's a tough one. It's like when they say that like people are like their animals, right? Like I think that was in 101 Dalmatians, where they had like the dogs looking similar to how the people were. But to treat your animal, that's dogs, cats, they're carnivores.
You want to hear some bullshit about some animals, right?
Sure.
Did I tell you already?
I don't know.
Did I tell you about some bullshit about some animals? You would have known. I got home from work on Wednesday or something like that, and I park in the alley because I live in a box in the alley. Mm-hmm. And someone had fucking dropped off like 2 dogs, kind of like Chihuahua mixes, kind of, in just a little cage, a little kennel, and just left them in the fucking alley. Like, and it was hot. Mm-hmm. It was in the alley. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Another neighbor came by, gave him some water. I called animal control. Like, hey, we got some fucking piece of shit. Yeah. I was like, oh, we'll take care of him. Like, did you just cock something? No, don't worry about it.
No, just loading something. Oh, okay.
What kind of dogs are they? He's asking me on the phone. Like, oh, that kind of Chihuahua mixes. And the guy's like, oh, so only 2 bullets? I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, he's going to line them up and just use one.
Just shotgun shell to the face of a tiny
shotgun from just slight angles. So that way
dog.
you get a bolt. But they were puppies, right?
No, they were just small, but they were,
Okay.
They're fucking barking like crazy. And then first I was on hold for like 30 minutes. And they're like, oh, can't tell when we're going to get out there, but we'll be out there. She's like, oh, that's a shame. Of course, they never came. All night, they never came.
Yeah.
The dogs are just out there. It turns out like 4 other neighbors called animal control on them. Finally, some lady came by. She's like, I'll take them. And either she's going to keep them or drop them off.
Eat them.
Or eat them.
Yeah.
Drop them off at the animal shelter. But
Gonna go to the glue factory.
Yeah.
And they're not invited. Yeah.
And then they called me like the next day, like 10 o'clock in the morning. He's like, oh, hey, did you still need us to respond? I'm like, no, bitch, someone took the fucking dogs hours ago.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing. But
I don't understand when people will have animals and then they don't take care of them, or they, like they did with this, they just abandon them. Like, and I see that every day. Like the dodo makes me want to cry because I've seen those animals that are like, they just, again, somebody left them behind. So there's that love that the animal is capable of, but like they've been on the streets for the last like 2 years and they're just fucking, they just hate their lives. They
super
gave
scared,
up. Yeah. And then, you give them some love, you get to take care of them, and then you see that personality come back. So it's heartwarming, but to know that there's people out there that are just capable of abandoning an animal like that. Like, I forgot what it was. Someone in like Vegas, or like somebody recently, they were driving on the freeway and they just whoop and just tossed their dog out. Not tossed it and driving. They pulled over and tossed the dog and they drove away. And then somebody was recording it. And so they got caught. And what's great is, actually, this isn't really great, but you can essentially go away longer for animal cruelty than like raping somebody, or like just more heinous crimes. I would say, not to say hurting animals isn't heinous, but like it doesn't make sense to me. But people that go to jail for animal cruelty, from my understanding, they also get beat up because like animal and like
really?
and like baby like pedophilia stuff. Like you're gonna get fucked up if not killed. That's why they're typically not allowed in general population.
We heard that Nasser.
Yeah, he got like stabbed and beat up. Yeah, and he's not fucking dead.
He's only out there for like fucking 10 minutes and somebody gets stabbed.
Well, that's why you can't have people like that, unfortunately, in the same.
What's his first name? Larry?
Something like that. Yeah. What was it, like a fucking over 100 women or something like that? Yeah, I think
it was hundreds.
Ugh. Yeah, that's
not women either.
Really? I thought it was just women.
No, kids. I'm saying.
Oh well, yeah, but girls. Yeah, when I would see photos of him too, I'm like, God, and he just looks like a fucking skis. Anyway, so Zootopia. Let me look at my notes here because everything we've been talking about has just been like off the cuff. Do you have notes about it or anything?
Not really. Like I said, the messaging is a little heavy-handed, but I didn't mind it because it was done well and it was fun. It looks fucking gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Fuck. They need a Zootopia ride at Disneyland, unless there is one already. I'm not aware of it, but
I don't even know if they made a game. They should have really capitalized on this movie. So
I didn't look up to it, but did it do well? I'm assuming it did well.
I think so. Yeah.
Especially if they're going to do a sequel, but
yeah. Free use Mickey Mouse soon. That Steamboat Mickey or whatever. That's going to be free use by next year, and so that's interesting. So I can't imagine how much porno we're going to see of that.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. So the play,
but it's the character, right? And you can't use the name or something like that. So there was something weird about it.
So you could only use that version. You can't do any color with it. You can't do.
Oh really?
Yeah, because they still own the right. The reason why the trademarks are longer is because of Disney, because Disney lobbied, whatever, so they extended it to like 100 something years. So the other stuff, like, the newer version of Mickey and Minnie and Donald and all that.
Oh, because it was only like 60 years.
It was 75.
Oh, okay.
And then so now it's like 100 because they're like, oh, we want to retain these. So, they paid, people outright. So the play at the beginning made me think of the Addams Family just a little bit. Like when she's doing the blood and all that shit. And then when they're splashing the people with all the blood when they're doing the play, which makes me just want to watch Addams Family Value. Was that Values?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That is good.
It's so fucking good. Both of them are great, but number 2 is by far better. Why didn't...
It's a bomb. What?
Why didn't they... Okay, so they laugh at the bunny for saying she wants to be a cop, but then you got that fucking lamb that was like, I want to be an astronaut. Like, why did they laugh at that? Like...
Well, because cop is like tough.
Sure.
So bunny is not tough. Astronaut, you can just be smart. Anything can be smart. But a bunny's tiny.
Fine,
all those cops are fucking hippos and rhinos and shit.
Yeah. And
gorillas.
When she puts her fist up and he pushes, he's like, ugh, and then the whole chair moves. Yeah. I'm gonna be an actuary. Like that was very silly. Let's see here. I don't know when to quit meme of not knowing how to. Okay, so when she's saying that, I don't know how to quit when she's defending her friends or whatever as a little kid, it made me think of that meme from the show Arthur, where the little girl, there's a sign on the door, and it's a shot of her looking at the sign, and then there's a POV of the sign that says like, do not enter. And she's like, well, that sign's not going to stop me because I don't know how to read. And I just thought that was, and so. But that is funny to me.
Yeah.
Let's see here. J.K. Simmons has such a distinct voice. And let's see here.
I like the twist
of it being
movie.
At the end?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We can talk about it.
Because you think it's the...
Is that Judy Greer, right? No, Pam Greer. No, Judy Greer. Judy Greer is the voice, right?
Of the...
Oh,
the
no,
lamb?
it's what's her name from...
Jenny Slate.
Yeah, Parks and Rec. Yeah, sorry.
Don't mean that. No, anyway.
Sean Raphael?
The
money, please.
Because it's one of those things. Man, I feel like I just watched a movie where it did the same thing, where it seems like there's a reveal, but there's still like 40 minutes of the movie left. Like, wait, what's going on now?
Because you think it's when they blow up the bomb and there's still like an hour left.
There you go. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah. Was that movie fucking loud to you?
Super fucking loud.
Oh my fucking god! Like it's like I was watching. You're
watching in fucking IMAX.
So the fuck what?
Okay.
When they're even outside and the wind's blowing and they're like talking, I'm like, what the fuck are they saying? And
really, you can hear? Okay.
I was closer to the speakers, to be fair.
Yeah, you were.
But
that is true.
But still, I was just kind of like, Why is this so loud? I mean, there's only a few times in the movie. Even the bomb going off wasn't that loud. But still, there's a few scenes where I just like, I don't know what the fuck they're saying. And then that fucking guy next to me kept getting in and out and trying to, taking pisses and drinking beers, which is annoying me. Anyway, so they did that in Oppenheimer, though. The bomb went off at like the 2-hour mark. And so there's another 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And so they figure it out.
But, because about, an hour and whatever through this movie.
It's only an hour 20, like hour 30 or something like that.
What?
Was it?
No way.
Hour 40?
I'll call you a liar.
Second time?
I love calling you a liar. Hour 48.
Okay.
So anyway, I don't know, whatever. So they arrest the mayor because they think the mayor is in on
JK.
Poisoning these animals to turn them back savage, and it ends up being like the assistant to the mayor or the vice. Wait, what do you call him?
Assistant to the assistant manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was the Bo Peep.
The lamb. But I liked. It was interesting. Switcheroo device. I like seeing that. Because it's not the end. Yeah, bait and switch. There you go. Because like, well, okay, well, that doesn't solve everything because there's fucking still half an hour left of movie on here.
Yeah, it's a nice twist, because obviously you don't expect it, but her reasoning though is she wants to. What does she want to do? So she's the little guy, right? So she's been the little guy this whole time. That's why she even says to the bunny, like, "Hey, we got to stick out for the little guy." And she says it a couple times in the movie.
We need to take
right.
Yeah.
And so what she's trying to do is get rid of all the predators, right? And so that way, they look bad, and so that way the little guys can come up, which. Not a bad idea, but at the same time, there's probably, your people have
but
evolved.
still leaves fucking giraffes and fucking hippos. Well,
Well, hippos are very aggressive.
hippos are kind of.
They're very hungry, I understand. But something I'm gonna, before we go a little bit into the ending part, what was the geography of this movie? Because she's taking the train, going to these different parts of the thing. So that's just a continent, correct? Because later when the police chief's like, oh, here's where these people were taken from, it looks like there's land outside of where they are.
Yeah.
So then I'm thinking,
Out in the
what's
country.
going on over there?
Well, no, it's this sprawling metropolis with various
I get it.
neighborhoods.
Well, the neighborhoods
boroughs, if you will.
The neighborhoods are self-made, though, because when she's going through the snow one, they have those snow machines keeping it nice and cold. And then on the other side, it was the hot. And you see the
heaters
pushing the hot towards the sand and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's one continent. So my thought is, because when you see that
Why
map...
are you saying continent?
So
it's a city.
I don't think so.
It's a metropolis.
I don't think so.
It's a Zootopia.
I understand. But no, because remember...
A Zootopia,
So you're trying to say the cold, the hot, this inner city, all that, that's all Zootopia.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Let's just say it's a city. Let's just say it's a city.
You don't have to say it's a city. It is a fucking
So
city.
then what's outside of it?
The country. So you go to New York, right?
Okay.
You have all the...
Have you been there?
I don't know if I mentioned this. I've been to New York.
Okay. I don't know if you know.
I'm not calling myself an expert, but here I am.
I have a joke at work because I reference it a lot because we talk about it. But I'm like, I don't know if you guys know I have a podcast because there's the times when they're talking about things. I'm like, it's so funny you say that because in our podcast, like we made that exact remark or something along those lines. So I have that joke.
But anyway, you have different boroughs, right? You have Brooklyn, Manhattan, Long Island, all that stuff, right? So that's what they have in Zootopia. Those are all the different boroughs, I guess. But because there's different animals that have different needs for the environments that they live in, they have to manufacture that for them to be able to survive.
So I was thinking each one of those.
You wouldn't have a fucking polar bear in the desert area next to the camels and shit like that.
Well, that's why it made sense that those polar bears, when they got to the limousine and stuff like that, they were in the cold part of the city. See, when I looked at it, I thought each one of those zones was a different. Like
state or something?
Yeah, basically.
No.
So it's like, here's all the Antarctic stuff. So here's where the huskies, here's where the polar bears, here's where the penguins and stuff will be. And then in the snow, you got the reptiles. Excuse me, like road runners and shit.
You mean the desert?
Yeah, what did I say?
Snow.
I think I changed it. But anyway. So if you're saying that Zootopia was like all 5 of those things at once, okay. Yeah. It just, to me, when I saw that map,
there's
that showed
little Mouseville where all the little animals live.
Yeah, but that was like in
the
city though, yeah. And because it was gated off so that people wouldn't just go into it. Which a lot of those things had to have been killed when they were running through there.
Oh yeah,
like no doubt.
Yeah, they definitely got fucking Supermaned.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Buildings crushed.
Yeah, and then because she pushes them all back, and then she saves the Godfather. What was that? A little gerbil or a hamster or something?
What are they called? Voles, I think.
Okay,
something like that.
But obviously a reference to Godfather. Yeah. I can't. Can you do a Marlon Brando for that? Oh, that's a lot better. No, it's not. when he's rubbing his cheek. That cat wasn't even part of the show or the movie.
Buonasera.
I know it's you, Fredo, and you broke my heart. I know that was number 2. When they were trying to give, what's the bunny's name? Hops?
Judy
Hops. When they were trying to give her all the fox stuff, the bag that they were holding was a bunny face, and the handles were ears. And I thought that was very cute. Let's see here. Shakira, she needs to pay her taxes, first and foremost.
Yeah.
And second, she had the smallest part in this whole thing, which is, but I did not remember that she was the antelope or whatever that is in this. Let's see here. And then I said, what's the geography? So we have to address the elephant in the room. And then it's happy birthday. And they're like, hey, and they're fucking around. And how she's like, oh. I remember because she's like happy at first, like, oh, like because they're getting all rough and everything. Because if you look at that room, you're right. You got the rhinos. There was like bison, elephant. It was mostly predators that were in there.
But elephant's not a predator. Water buffalo's
but
not
you got to
a
think about
predator.
it. They're huge. Who's attacking elephants besides humans? Lions aren't too big.
Like baby elephants.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they're still not. They're not predators. They're not meat eaters. Meatosauruses.
Carnivores. Yeah, that's valid. But I think I associate them with being predators because they're just so large that they can just stomp out some.
You
some
would be
cheetah.
incorrect. Yes.
Yeah. Did you say you would be incorrect?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I like Jason, but I hear he's a dick. So when the leopard, the front desk clerk, was trying to stop the otter from going into the office, he's like, I'm sorry, she's just super slippery. And it made me laugh because I know otters are slippery. Let's see, Tommy Chong always plays the pothead. Like always. Why isn't Cheech? Why can't you get Cheech Marin in there and be like, hey?
It seems like less Cheech's identity than it is Tommy's.
That's fair, because at least Cheech was in Nash Bridges. And
Is that what he was? I thought it was Blue Bloods, but okay, I could be wrong.
Which one's Blue Bloods?
The one with Tom Selleck? Isn't that one?
I don't think. I don't know. Blue something, I think.
All
You're
New Blue Bloods?
When I think of blue, I think of like what was that? Pacific Blue. The fucking bike cops on the beach. That horrible. They tried to like make a Baywatch for USA, the channel that is.
Yeah.
Was it Blue?
Tom Selleck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what that is. I know that. I never saw it.
But he's not in that one.
Oh.
You sure he's not NCIS?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Just checking.
All right. So what notes do you have about this?
Like I said, that's pretty much it. I love There Should Be a Ride because it looks awesome.
100%.
The super fucking funny. I just remember that those first like 4, maybe 10 minutes or so. I'm like, fuck, there's a lot of jokes like crammed in here. Like super duper good.
Just settle. Yeah. It's like, I mean, we settled. Right. Oh yeah, we settled hard. Yeah, absolutely. Like just gave up on their goals. Like they're like, dream, but not too big, and don't act on them. Like just tearing her down. She's like, nope. Like I'm a fucking bunny, and I'm gonna. She's like, she's set. She's persistent, but not annoyingly persistent. Like I like it about her because like she definitely gets beat down a little bit.
So the reason I always thought, I guess I just mixed it up with, oh my God, what's that fucking movie called? With Amy Poehler, where they're all the different parts of the girl's, her emotions, anger and.
Yeah. That's I know what you're talking about.
So for some reason, I always thought Amy Poehler was the main girl, but it's Ginnifer Goodwin. It just confused me.
Yeah.
I was like, that kind of sounds like her, but then I was like, oh, no, that's not her at all.
She has a very nice voice.
Yes.
The bunny. But Jason Bateman, anytime I know his voice. Like you can't not know. Well, to me, you can't not know his voice. The only other note that I have here is, where'd it go? I actually exited that. I bet. I'm sorry. I put after the DMV, it's night. Like just that was great.
That was one of the things I remember seeing. They did like just a long scene as a trailer, and it was that scene before the movie came out.
Yeah,
I was fucking busting up laughing.
It was good. It's probably one of the better scenes in the movie itself. But even the end where Judy and Jason looks like he's back to his predator state. Like that's a good scene with like, and hey, like, and they're just like he's eating blueberries or whatever. It's
actually one of the most heartbreaking parts is when she does the press conference and kind of puts predators on blast.
Yeah,
like, oh, it's just their nature or whatever. When he hands her the application to become a police officer, and he'd filled it out.
Yeah,
like, oh, that's fucking sucks.
Yeah. I mean, he helped her very much with the whole process because of his slyness and his skills. When she caught him recording him and like that he is making $200 a day, that's interesting. He just had his tax returns there. Like you're putting zero for the last what's the amount of year? His face is like just completely dumbfounded. And then what was that little creature? Was that that wasn't a bunny? Like that was like she got you,
like
man.
A chinchilla or something like that.
Oh man, but like you got outplayed, and
I want a van like that.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing about those vans makes them live like old school.
Yeah.
Because I think it was it Vince Vaughn that had that van, and they're playing Metallica. Like that's a good scene where they're capturing all like the candidates. If you tell me about this, I'll fucking kill you. I'm just kidding. We'll have back by 8. He goes in the bag and yeah. Which I wonder, is that ad lib too?
Probably.
I would hope so. The thing about Will Ferrell real fast, he's also very good at like just the natural humor, but I just got too much of him over the years. Like he was just so consistently in the same type of character movies.
True.
I was like, and like I did enjoy The Other Guys. But that's probably the last movie that I enjoyed from him. And that was like 2016, 2015, maybe.
I don't remember. Yeah, because I haven't seen any like the Kevin Hart ones, like the prison one.
No,
all that stuff.
Definitely not. I like Kevin Hart, but like he also had so much coming out at once. I was like, and he's the exact
What are
same
you gonna
character.
do? Like, what are you gonna say no to millions of dollars?
No, I get it. Like CIA, the Jumanjis. Which are the
You mean
Jumanjis?
one with The Rock too?
CIA.
Oh, is that was
yeah,
that one? Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
It's like he's in Jumanji.
What about the one with Dwayne Johnson?
Oh, Jumanji.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Jumanji. But no, like he is funny and big upset because it took him a long time to get there. Like he was in Scary Movie 3?
Yeah.
He was in
That's the funniest part of that movie.
40-Year-Old Virgin. Like he was like he was trying to buy the stereo.
It's your boy?
Yeah.
It's your boy? What did I do? Doesn't matter. So good.
Like just them talking back and forth, like fuck you, like just it's a good interaction. And you see Carol's just like, hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, and immediately just into him too. Yeah,
He did one. He did an animated. Oh, it's like that superhero animals ones, right?
Well, he was in Secret Life of Dogs or Secret Life of Pets.
Oh, he plays a bunny, right?
He was a bunny in that.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, the one with the superhero dogs, that was Dwayne Johnson and I don't remember the other guy.
Okay.
But so I think Dwayne Johnson was Superman's dog or Batman's dog. I don't remember which one it was. But
for some reason, I remember blue and red, so I think it was Superman.
Okay. That movie did not do good.
It did not.
It did not do good. I've been seeing a few clips of The Flash coming up on YouTube, and I'm like, I would still like to see the movie, but this looks like garbage. Like the special effects and everything just looks like garbage.
Isn't Michael Keaton in it?
Yeah.
It sucks.
And I saw some of his scenes too. I'm like, fuck yeah. But then knowing, again, there's a certain part of the movie where Flash is supposed to like learn his lesson, and ultimately he just doesn't. He still fucks up. I'm like, God, what you fucking fuck. Anyway, so
it's lots of times there's those movies that come out, the animated kids movies where I just don't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
But for some of them like sneak through, they're super duper funny.
Is
like,
this one of them?
This is one of them.
Okay.
Did you ever see like the Storks movie?
No.
That movie's super fucking funny.
Is that recent?
I mean, I say recent, but it's probably like 8 years ago now.
Jeez.
Yeah. But remember what was the Steve Carell one with the aliens? Monsters and Aliens, right?
Probably.
Where he's doing like the keyboard.
Yeah.
Like
there was even the one with the brain guy, the big brain one with Will Ferrell.
Mastermind.
That one wasn't bad either. I've never seen any of the Minions movies.
Not even Despicable Me?
I've seen clips, and it seems enjoyable.
Two of those?
No, well, there's like 4.
Oh, okay.
And then there's Minions movies. And like
I haven't seen those.
I don't understand how those got so fucking popular. Like I can't fathom it. And
Good shit, bro.
I get it, but like like they can't, like they don't talk, but you kind of get what they're saying. Like I just can't. I don't know. It's just I think I'm just too old. Yeah, I'm just too old. So anyway, did you enjoy Zootopia?
Yes, I liked it.
Would you watch Zootopia again?
I mean, not anytime soon. Eventually, yeah.
Okay.
It did feel a little long though. Like I said, with the sneaky sneaks and the twisteroo in the middle.
The twisteroo.
What I keep forgetting? What is it called? Bait and switch.
Bait and switch. Yeah. It's like they lead you to believe it's this, and they switch it out. It's kind of like what car dealers do. You're like, oh yeah, it'll be $12,000. You get there, it's $24,000, which I didn't notice.
Oh, it's 12,000 down.
Yeah, that's illegal in California. You didn't know that. So if you see a price online, like let's just say you see a car and it says $20,000, and they have to honor that. So if you go to the dealership and let's just say it's supposed to be 22, you came there expecting it to be 22, and they have it on there as like 27, as long as it's their legit website, right? It's not like Auto Trader, it's not whatever. If it's on their website for the price, they have to honor it. So if you see that price, take a picture, screenshot it.
How do you? What about like add-ons and shit like that they can have?
Take it off. That's the thing. What car dealers will try to do to you, right? Like you're buying this car, you're expecting $20,000. Like, oh yeah, we did this and we did this with this. It's like, well, I don't want that shit. Oh well, we do it. Like, no, you can absolutely take that the fuck off. Like, they have to honor that price. California, they passed it back in like the 90s or something.
I tell you, you're really gonna want that undercoat.
Yeah.
You fucking fucker. You fucker. Whatever he says.
Was that in Fargo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the salt, it's the salt. Like the salt's
You
gonna
lying son of a bitch.
Like,
you come around here and they trick you like this. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Good show too. But anyway, so this is the end of our season for the Specrapular, the ABC. So we haven't decided what our next theme will be for the following season.
But do we even need one?
You don't.
Can we just do awesome movies with a couple of awesome dudes, watching a couple of awesome movies, having a couple of awesome times?
That was excessive.
Yeah.
You should have a couple of awesome dudes with a couple of awesome sets of balls.
Yeah.
A couple of awesome brewskis.
Yeah.
With a couple of balls.
Did I mention the balls?
You had me at balls, truly. That's what you should have led with. But so this is the end.
Because what else? What themes were you thinking?
All horror, which that could be a little much.
All musicals? Hell
No. Yeah. Well, I know you want to do West Side Story.
That's going to be the season premiere next season.
Ugh.
Yeah.
If it's available, hopefully it's
you
available.
like La La Land? Shut the fuck up.
I enjoyed La La Land to an extent. The reason why I enjoyed La La Land though, because it's a bittersweet movie.
Yeah.
And you don't see those that often. So I value the ending.
West Side Story is a tragedy. So if you don't
for
love that,
watching it, yes. Tragedy.
that this got even made, yeah, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, it's the Bee Gees tragedy though, the good version. Which that's my favorite Bee Gees song, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, Saturday Night Fever is great. Staying Alive, but Tragedy, I feel like
Well, Nights on Broadway. Nights on Broadway. No. And the Nights on Broadway.
No, that's definitely not mine. Okay. That's not my thing. But anyway, we appreciate you guys for listening through this season, another season of ours. And
let us know what your favorite movie was. How much we That's all I got.
A pause. So you guys listen.
What was your favorite movie of the alphabet movies?
Let me look back at these again real quick. Hold on a second.
It's got to be either.
Whoa. We didn't do Winter for this season, but let's see here. Okay.
Boogie Nights, maybe Pulp Fiction.
Because you see the dong.
Yeah.
Is it? Do you want me to choose the
30 Seconds of Boogie Nights?
Do you want to just choose a single movie or favorite episode?
Well, let's name a couple of the movies.
Okay.
That
you want to rename them again? Okay. So
not all of them, but I'm saying just go through.
I would say my favorite out of all these, it would be My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, okay.
True Lies.
Oh,
and Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Really?
I really like Who Framed Roger Rabbit now. Do you want to look through these real quick?
Okay.
I have just scroll up and down.
Tell me what to do.
Okay.
Ooh. Let's see. It might be The Shining.
Okay.
I love Raging Bull, but it's a fucking bummer.
Yeah. Pedophilia.
It just looks beautiful. Pulp Fiction. La La Land. Mm-hmm. Green Room. I fucking love that movie a lot.
Why do you like that movie so much?
It's just a bummer, and I love it.
It's Nazi scum. Fuck you, Nazi scum.
Boogie Nights and A League of Their Own. There's probably between Boogie Nights and A League of Their Own.
Really? Our first fucking two movies.
Yeah. Well, what do you want me to do?
And we shouldn't have done A League of Their Own for A, mind you.
Why not?
It should have been League of Their Own.
No, fuck all that.
Because A...
What else could we have done? Amadeus.
Apocalypto.
Ooh, that would have been... Ooh, we should do Apocalypto next season.
It's a little too religious.
Hold on, shut up.
A little too Jew-hating by Mel Gibson.
Not in that movie.
No.
A League of Their Own, Boogie Nights, or Pulp Fiction, or La La Land. One of those.
Okay. Well, you can be wrong. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. But everybody, thank you for listening for this season. Again, like Mike said, if you have any suggestions, you want to let us know what you liked out of all the episodes we've done so far this season, or in general. But let us know, and we'll be back in about a month. We might start weekly BM again. We'll see. We just don't got to do bummers. Like we can just have fun shit.
Right.
We can just talk. Anyway, so we'll probably take a month break and pick this up again around September or so, mid-September, Midsommar, and we should do that movie too. Mike, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I just had a blast. Glad we watched good movies. I was in the Mandela effect where I thought we did more terrible movies, but apparently I was just in a bad mood.
Bernstein Bears, the Bernstein Bears, the Mandela. There's so many Mandela things that I'm just like, was it like this? Because I could have swore it was Bernstein, but maybe just I didn't say it right as a kid, and now it's the Bernstein.
Someone had like a book, and on the book itself, it was misspelled on like the cover in 2 different spots. Bernstein and what
Bernstein and Baron.
Bernstein.
I think there's the N is what really made it. Whatever.
Bearstein or Berenstein or something like that, right?
Either way.
Those
are books that I grew up with, so it's just kind of like what I know. But okay, well, everybody, thank you for listening, and that's gonna be 2 weeks of Specrapular because I fucking fucked up and didn't.
Fool.
Anyway, all right, thank you, everybody. Oh, Mike, why don't you take us away?
I almost
didn't do our thing. Your thing.
Well, you just said it, so like. Do you remember when we come back in September? Watching movies with my buddy. His name is Brandon Aquino. I was gonna say, wait, what's this show called again? Specrapular. That's it. That's all we got.
Well, that was really good.
If
you didn't fuck up, yeah, you didn't fuck that up.
Guys, I wanted to say the Specrapular. There's no the there.
Yeah. Can we make can you and Luis or something like that make an actual instead of even though he did the music at the beginning, but like
with
lyrics. Yeah, lyrics.
Okay,
like,
that'd be fun.
Remember how I told you?
That's a fun summer project.
Anyway, guys, an hour. That was 10 minutes. I was talking about shit. Thank you for listening, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.